This is the Slow Wardrobe. Come and have a look. Welcome to episode 125 of the Slow Wardrobe podcast. My name is Linda. In this episode, I will update you on my knitting antics of the last 2 weeks. They're right here, followed by a section on the current pre-order, which is dedicated to the Layercake duster, and as well as the Synergy duster. So that's a duster with or without sleeves, and then in various lengths, with or without ties. And what I'll be showing you in that section is styling ideas of how to combine it and contrast it with the rest of the Layercake collection. But first, my knitting antics. So as per 2 weeks ago, I am still working on the Light Academia test knit that I was well underway with 2 weeks ago already. I have by now finished the body part of the jumper. I don't remember where I was 2 weeks ago, but the body part of the jumper is done. It's slightly longer in the back and slightly shorter in the front, just how I like it. And I started working on the sleeves. So my idea was to work both sleeves at the same time so that I would memorize the stitch repeat of the color work of one sleeve and then do the same round on the other sleeve. That was going really well until I ran out of yarn on one sleeve in the main color and realized that I needed to bring back another little skein of that from my stash at the studio. And as a result, because I ran out, it was middle of an evening, I ended up spending another evening working on just one sleeve, because of course the next day I forgot to bring that skein back. So I thought, oh, forget it, I'll just keep going with that one sleeve and I'll catch up with the other sleeve once I've had a chance to add my extra skein of yarn. Lo and behold, we since then started watching a series on TV that is in Japanese with English subtitles, and I adore the series, really enjoying it. And of course, since it's in Japanese, I need to pay attention to the screen, because otherwise, I need to be able to read what they're saying. My Japanese is not quite up to par, non-existent. So it so happened that in the couple of days before we discovered this series, I saw Malabrigo yarn online that I think is in the process, colorway at least, it's in the process of being discontinued. And of course, I come completely unprepared. I did not check the name of the yarn. I know it's a particular type of sock yarn. I think it's very similar to the yarn that I used for the little stripy cardigans that I knitted for myself last year. And I ordered a couple of skeins of this yarn in this gorgeous colorway. I will put the name of the yarn as well as the color name below. And in the same week, I received a delivery of a big shawl, a big scarf shawl, kind of slightly felted or fulled wool scarfy shawl that has armholes in it from Rundholz, which is one of my favorite fashion brands. If you call it fashion, it's quite unusual in its shaping and designs, etc. So I bought one of those shawls, and that is in an oatmeal color. And when this arrived, the shawl arrived, and I thought, oh, quite fancy the idea of doing a stripy jumper that has this color as well as an oatmeal color in it. Now, one of my other favorite yarns in the world is Biche et Bûche Le Petit Lamb's Wool. And it has a longer running length than this. This is like a standard sock yarn, 400 meters per 100 grams. And the Biche et Bûche is 500 meters per 100 grams. But I also know from experience, knitting with it a lot, I love that yarn, that I knit it to a very similar gauge as I do one of these sock yarns. This is a nice, fairly high twist, nice bounce, just like the other yarn that they discontinued that I like so much from Malabrigo. So I thought I'm going to try and knit those two yarns together, and let me see what I have of Biche et Bûche in my stash. 5 50-gram balls in a color that is virtually identical to the big shawl that I had just received. So perfect. I've got my oatmeal color, I've got my yellow, and then I remembered that last year I had started knitting a pattern and was not happy with the yarn that I was knitting with. This was, I think it's a linen and cotton blend that I bought. I'll show you a photograph of the pattern here. So that's what I was knitting. The pattern and the designer name I'll put down below. Don't remember that anymore either, but it's an unusual construction. As you can see in that photograph, you end up knitting part of the back panel and armholes, the back of the armholes, and then you fold the corners of the top of that back panel forward, and you pick up stitches and then start knitting the front. And then once, of course, you have reached the bottom of your armholes, you can then knit the rest of the body in the round. I love that construction. So in the middle of knitting this test knit, which is timed and which I wanted to finish before the end of this month, because I also want to dive into the West Knits Mystery Knit Along that's running in October, I then completely digressed and started knitting this. So more to follow on this jumper. Still want to try and finish it within the next 5 days, so good luck me. I think we have 2 episodes left of the Japanese series, so I will keep going with this one, which I'll show again in a minute, until the Japanese series is finished. Then I will jump onto this one if I finally remember to bring back a skein of the main color. So then I can finish both of the sleeves, because that's all that's left. So I should be able to do that with a weekend coming up as well. Finish that before the month is over, and then I can go back onto this one. So far so good. I've tried this on, looks great. I need to make sure that I don't make the sleeves too long. My gauge ends up being, it seems to be going looser and looser as I progress further in the sleeves. Maybe that's due because I'm doing a smaller circumference, I'm not quite sure. But my gauge is quite loose, so I want to make sure that I don't just keep going after I finish the color work of the sleeve and end up with sleeves that are far too long. Although I do like my sleeves long, so we'll see how I go. Again, hope to be able to show you a finished one in the next podcast. And love it, love the test knit. So when this pattern goes out, if you like color work, it's a very exciting knit to do. It's really, really fun and not hard, and then some color work, but only in the yoke. And then the final pattern, I forgot to say that before, the final pattern has a number of different options. If you don't like the textured work in the yoke, did I say color work? If you don't like the textured patterns, then there is an all color work version. I think there's also an all texture version and some different ones in between. I'm sure once all the test knits have been completed, then Sarah, the designer, will share pictures of those different combinations. They all look great, the ones that I've seen so far in the test knit group. So I will show you this when it's finished. Meanwhile, I'm working on this baby. So I have actually combined picked up the stitches along the cast on edge of my back panel. See if I can hold this in a way that I can give you an idea of what's happening. So what you're seeing here is the back panel. This is the front panel. This ends up being the top of the sleeve here. So this is like the shoulder, if you like. And now I'm knitting the front down to catch up with the back and then on. As per usual, I'm knitting it with plenty of positive ease. It's not going to be a tight knitting jumper, they never are on me. And the gauge is working out beautifully on a 3.5mm needle, a combination of the Malabrigo sock yarn and the Biche et Bouche in the grey beige colorway, and loving this. So that will get picked up whenever I want to do something mindless, because of course these stripes are very easy to memorize, and most of this jumper, at least the body part of it, is just stockinette stitch. At the moment, of course, I'm still knitting back and forth, but as soon as I then combine the front and back panels, I can do the rest of the body in and around. So that's a very easy knit. And of course, I don't know what the West Knits Mystery Knit Along is going to bring, and whether or not that's going to be a very engaging and very laborious, because some of his mystery knit alongs are quite labor intensive. You need to work hard, or I at least need to work hard in the course of a week with the reduced knitting hours that I have in the evenings to keep up with the different clues. Every week, of course, a different clue, 4 clues or sometimes 5, I think, in a row, so it spans the whole month of October. I quite enjoy the challenge of keeping up with the clues, but who knows? And who knows about this baby here, because I am really enjoying this, and as per usual, I can't wait to finish it. I'm very motivated to work on it. So that's it. Light Academia, my second jumper, completely, you know, off the cuff. Didn't mean to start this at all. Definitely didn't plan this, because I was hustling to finish this in time for the mystery knit along. So as per usual, I'm making a mess of my own plans, and you know, nothing if not fickle. So that's it for this time on the knitting front. Still haven't picked up a crochet hook, but I reckon that in the course of this coming month, when I get back out of the choppy seas that I'll find myself in next week, I'll tell you more about that in the next episode. Then hopefully I'll get back into my crochet as well, wanting to get back on the Tessellation Nation crochet blanket. And then there are also, I've just, talk about fickle, I've just ordered some embroidery designs that I want to put on my clothes. That's another idea. I still have to put the edges of the little crocheted on the little crocheted scarves that I did. So I am absolutely burying myself in unfinished projects at the moment. It's just that kind of time of year somehow, but whenever I present them back to you here, I'll try and do them in some kind of order, although I went off at a tangent in the middle of this one with that one. Oh well, so be it with me. That it for the knitting part, she said, for the third time. Let's get stuck into Layercake. Enjoy. Shawls and dusters, with or without sleeves. The Synergy duster is the one without sleeves, and that's what I'm wearing at the moment, opening with the same outfit that I was wearing in the newsletter last week. So I'm wearing, talk you through the outfit first, I'm wearing my a lava play suit in size 2 long. And underneath that, I am wearing a love top in Sangria in a size 1, a stretchy love top, one of our cocoon love tops. Over the top, I am wearing the long, they're all long, the Synergies, the long Synergy duster in the large bright check. And with that, I've teamed one of the shawls. This shawl is just amazing when worn with the large checks. I will show you what the entire pattern looks like when you see it open, although of course you normally wouldn't see it open because you would wear it folded around or wound around your neck. But that is the pattern of this glorious shawl. It looks like there are like Persian rugs that have been tiled in various sizes and lots of different color combinations to create this kind of patchwork. And as a long shawl, it is just glorious because of all those colors. You can clearly see that there's the kind of burned orange in there that is in the lava play suit, but then there are greens and yellows and blues and reds. It's just a beautiful cacophony of different colors. And as a result, here's the dark purple that is very similar, of course, to blackcurrant. And then dark blues and dark teals. They're just all the glorious Layercake colors gathered in one very colorful shawl. And as you can see, this shawl has got little fringes on all sides, so no matter how you put it around, you'll get some of the fringes peeping out, which is wonderful. Of course, because it is so big, you can wear it around your neck multiple times and then tuck in the ends and like have like this really nice warm little cowl around your neck, which you can then fold into one of the necklines, for example, of the easy dress that you see there, where the cowl will capture the edges of the shawl beautifully and kind of hold them up against your neck to keep you warm. Or you can wear this completely loose and play around with showing as much of the color as you like. Can even put it just over one shoulder if you're very keen to. It doesn't really have, I think there is a front and back to it, but it's not a very clearly defined front and back, so you can't really go wrong with how you drape this shawl. Here it is, just worn over one shoulder. I am going to show you all the different shawl designs, but because this just jumped out to me as such a lovely combination with the large bright check, bit of swaggery in the dusters, of course, especially the long one, I thought I'll open with it. Now, a bit of a story with the whole duster and Synergy duster pre-order this time. They are all in, what I'm showing you is all the checks. But all of the sturdy linens are on offer this time to choose from, made into a duster. Now, the Synergy duster is only made in that long length without the sleeves, but the ones with sleeves in the sturdy linens and in the checks are not available in the long length. The reason for that is weight. This sturdy linen is properly weighty. It's a weighty fabric. Originally, of course, it was introduced specifically for our tunics, very hard wearing, very sturdy linen. It'll see you through many years and multiple washes. Now, since then, of course, we've introduced it in play suits and trousers and dresses and even in these dusters because the drape is so wonderful, but the weight of the sturdy linen is substantial. Our sturdy linen, the slow wardrobe sturdy linen, is not a linen that you would normally see anywhere sold on the high street. It's considered too heavy for regular clothes. And that is because linen is still associated with summer wear and thin and airy and light, and our linens are not. The medium linen is just that little bit lighter and is therefore suitable for long dusters as well. But in the heavyweight linen, in the sturdy linen, when you add those kimono type sleeves to the weight of the duster, then making them long is just becoming cumbersome. It's too much. So Synergy without sleeves in the long length, and then the other two, the medium length and the short, available with the sleeves and then with and without ties. Goes for the Synergy as well. If you want ties on their Synergy, you can choose that as well in the pre-order. And then of course there are all the other colors. I think there might be 24 in total, different colors in the heavyweight linen, in the sturdy linen. And you may have already noticed that I'm starting to redo all the color charts on the website and grouping the colors by family so that it becomes easier to see how different colors compare. Example, how is lava next to brick, for example? Because they are both that kind of burned orange, reddish orange color, but how do they compare? And on those new color charts, that's a lot easier to see. So I have one other synergy duster that is not one of the large checks, but in the black gingham, which I'm going to show you next. And then it's on to all the other combinations that I've cooked up for you today. But first, the black gingham. So the reason I'm jumping from the large bright check into the black gingham and then leaving the rest of the outfit the same is to show you how big the impact is of one of these synergy dusters over the top of an outfit. The colors that are in this outfit were chosen specifically because I wanted to really highlight the brights that are in the large bright check. But then as an outfit, because there are so many reds in there that kind of come together, you can then of course throw a completely different color into play, like for example this black gingham. So if I take the black gingham out of the equation altogether, then you can see a little bit better what I was talking about with having an outfit that has got a lot of reds and oranges in it, and then of course all those multicolors where the reds and oranges will jump out of the shawl because it's surrounded by those colors. But then when you add this synergy duster in this black and white, which of course shows quite grayish from a distance, micro weave, like gingham weave for want of a better description, then of course you can see all the whites and blacks that are in this shawl a little bit better because they are represented in the background color as well now. So I will keep playing with the different shawls throughout these different outfits and show you how the different shawls impact the outfit as we go through the different combinations that I've come up with to wear with the synergy dusters, and then further along the regular dusters as well. One more swing, why not? So here is the second shawl. I've only got one of these left. You may recognize this from last autumn, and I bought a couple of new ones for this autumn and they've already gone except for this one. And it's a good example of taking that multicolored scarf away from the picture and then introducing something in slightly calmer colors, but again represented in this one are those purples and reds and oranges that you can see in the rest of my outfit. So again, it pulls the whole outfit together, but it calms things down a little bit, and that of course works really well in combination with the black gingham swaggery synergy duster that I'm wearing. By the way, about those heavier fabrics, that also means that just wearing one of these very open and loose dusters that doesn't have any sleeves, if it feels like you've put on like a body warmer. It is a significant increase in insulation of warmth in your outfit. So it's not just a fashion statement, you're actually really adding a proper layer to your outfit, which makes it warmer to wear for sure. And of course these big armholes are perfect for then throwing something like this over a roomy baggy jumper in the winter, for example. If you're still chilly, if you want to keep warmer despite that warm jumper, then put one of these over the top and it's virtually windproof. It's a really, really good combination. So I'm going to show you one more shawl before I start playing with other colors, because it's kind of in between that super multicolored one at the beginning and then this much calmer one. It's like, what if we go halfway? I'll show you. So it's got the reds, it's got the oranges, so lava and sangria. This has got some beautiful golden yellows as well, so perfect with turmeric. And hey, what have we got here? Peeping out at the bottom is this wonderful contrast edging that this shawl has, where of course we see jungle, we see azure, we see dark teal. All the new colors of the autumn season are firmly represented in this shawl. And of course there's plenty of colors to tie the rest of my outfit together. The neutrals tying in very nicely with my Synergy duster, and then the oranges and red with the rest of the outfit. I completely forgot to do that with the previous shawl, but with this one I will try and remember to show you what they look like when you hold them up. So a little bit tie-dye like almost. You can see that this shawl is also close to 2 meters long. I think their official length is 190 by 70 centimeters wide. So, you know, you're looking at 6.5 foot about in imperial measurements, and then the width is about 28 inches wide, and this one again has got fringes on all sides. Okay, I'm going to go back into one of the large bright checks to show you how that goes with this shawl. Medium length in the large bright check. Let me put this one around my neck twice so that you can see a little bit more of the duster. I tied it up and rested the outfit together, and I wanted to show you the difference by starting with the medium length, and then in a second I'm going to swap that for the short duster just to show you the difference of the impact of the duster on the rest of the outfit. Of course I'm going to play with lots of different colors, but I thought, well, if we get through the 3 different lengths first, so you're reminded of those 3 options, and then showing you the effect of tying it closed and how much closure you get. And then of course with the structure of that sturdy weight linen, you can really count on this staying in place. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go sag. It's not going to go move around, because these are fairly structured fabrics. The most structured fabrics that we have, especially in the cross weaves. They've got a little bit more bias movement in the large checks because there are so many different types of weave in the different squares in the check. But the sturdy linen is fairly structured. You saw that a little bit as well in the long Synergy duster, and as a result the shape of them with that slowly graduated A-line, and then with that long sweep of a hemline, shorter in the front and longer in the back. The shape of them is wonderful for the majesticity, if that is a word. The majestic look is what I'm after of the sturdy linen, and how it kind of holds itself even when it warms up on your body. So medium length is this one, and then I'll move to the short length without ties in this case. So just open, and you can see that the access to my pockets has now become really easy because the hemline sits just above the pocket edges of my play suit. Again, the sweeping hemline and the nice A-line, but you can see much more of my play suit this way because not as much of it is covered by the duster. So keeping this duster on, there's one more shawl that I'm going to show you before I'm going to get out of this play suit. This shawl you may recognize from last season as well, and I was lucky enough to be able to get my hands on some more for this season. All but one have sold already, they've all gone. But there's one more on its way that I managed to nab before the supplier went out of stock completely. And same story went for the first shawl, the first multicolored that I showed you. Those multicolors are just so versatile, of course, across the collection, because you can pretty much throw them on with whatever layer cake you are wearing. I mean, look at the edges on this side, which are a virtual match for the lava in the play suit, but then there are all the other colors that are fabulous throughout the Layercake collection. So I'm going to keep the shawl on, keep the duster on, and change the color of the play suit to show you how completely different the outfit becomes by just changing one of the background colors. Here is a blue cross weave play suit in the size 2 long length, so same size as I was wearing in Lava. Rest of the outfit the same. I still have my Sangria love top on, and then the duster and the same shawl. And look how different the outfit is already by just changing one of the colors. I'll do another subtle or not so subtle change by showing you another one of the shawls, because I've got a couple more to show you before we've had them all. Here is number, I think, 5. I think out of all of them, this is the one that represents most of our classic first ever cross weaves linen that we used to have and still carry today. Of course, there is red and blue, but then there's also black and grey, and this very, very subtle but quite eye-catching lilac-y color that comes out in the edges. And I'm not even sure that it is lilac. It might just be like a light grey, but it being surrounded by the blue and red makes it go really lilac-y. And I think it's a stunning combination with the play suit and of course the red that's in the love top. So I'll take away the multicolored duster, and oh my goodness, let me just hang this up. I can actually just put it on her, couldn't I? And then the impact of the shawl colors with the echo of those same colors in the top and the play suit. So it's a very simple way of putting an outfit together where you could start with the colors of the shawl and then mix and match those colors in the rest of your outfit. Let me grab that synergy duster. I just remembered, of course, the grays and the black in the black gingham synergy duster. I just have to see it to see what it's like. I make these discoveries literally as I film, so let me go get it. And here it is. The synergy duster in the black gingham, rest of the outfit kept the same. Great example of using a shawl as a starting point, and then by picking out colors in it, create an outfit together. And they may be a combination of colors that you normally wouldn't have thought of wearing together, but because they're all being pulled together in this glorious one shawl, it ends up being a really, really eye-catching outfit. Right, on to the next one. Let's keep going. One more blast of color before I go into the more neutrals with the large new check, which was introduced last year, and that I still have fabric. I reordered the fabric earlier on this year, so I still have it in stock and therefore can feature it right next to the large bright check this autumn. But what I wanted to show you here is I have changed the blue play suit into a dark teal love dress that I have paired with the slate colored cocoon baggies. I have taken off the cocoon love top in Sangria, although it would have gone beautifully with this outfit, of course. But because I now have an extra layer of sleeves, I don't necessarily need an extra layer underneath the love dress. So it's just the dark teal love dress, and then worn with the large bright check short duster. Now, what I wanted to show you, especially in combination with this shawl, is that I was mentioning all those classic Layercake colors in this shawl, and dark teal is not part of it. There is no dark teal in this shawl. But by wearing the large bright check duster, which introduces lots of different colors, I then tie the colors in the shawl together with all the colors in the duster, and of course the duster does have a dark teal in it, and as a result the shawl then becomes a beautiful little contrast against the dark teal, still being pulled together by the duster. So in this case, in this outfit, it's actually the duster that pulls the shawl together with the rest of the outfit, rather than the shawl pulling the whole outfit together. So it's just another example of how you can play with colors and how you can create very cohesive looking outfits, even if the colors that those outfits are made up of are wildly different. So keep going. Next outfit. Bright is not everybody's bag. I'm very aware of that. And that is one of the reasons that the large new check is still around, because it does have lovely contrasts with the dark and light checks in it, but it features all those more muted colors that some of you love so much. The black currant, the magpie, the dark teals and the dark grays of this world are all represented, or Layercake world are all represented in the large new check, together with colors like undyed linen, which create a beautiful neutral backdrop for those rich, dark, jewelly colors, without creating a fabric that ends up being very somber and very heavy in terms of colorways. So I thought, since I have the sleeves of the love dress peeping out here, it's another great opportunity to show off the swaggery long synergy duster, this time in the large new check. So of course I've got synergy dusters with sleeves synergy dusters, large new check dusters with sleeves as well, and in the short and medium length. So I'm going to show those as well, in combination with some of those rich dark colors that I just was listing at the start of this little section. Here comes the next one. Following the same sequence as I did before, changing from the long synergy duster to the medium length regular duster, again with ties. This one, I'll do them up to give you a look at what it looks like with it tied up. Rest of the outfit's still the same, but I'm about to change that. So this is the medium length large new check duster, worn with dark teal and slate. And next up, I better change that dark teal now, hadn't I? Let's bring in some magpie and show it next to magpie. Here is the cap gather dress that was introduced this summer. So it's still a very new dress, same length as what I was just wearing in the love dress. And of course it's got the cap sleeves. So if you've got one of those and you like the idea of wearing it through the autumn, then of course you can put a layer underneath it or a little cardigan over the top, or one of these dusters, of course, because the large new check is a wonderful combination next to, as you can see, next to magpie. And the girly kind of gather effect that this dress has doesn't in any way clash with the kind of more sober styling of the duster. The simple styling of the duster just makes it one of those chameleons that goes with just about everything. So I'll keep going. Still wearing the slate colored cocoon baggies as a bottom layer, but now with a love tunic over the top in black currant. Love tunic, of course, the longer top, and then we've got the love top, which is the shorter one. But the love tunic is specifically suited in combination with that nice long length of the medium length duster. As you can see, they just about finish at the same height. The duster just covers the edges of the love tunic very nicely, both in the front and in the back. And of course, what's left now is to still show you the short large new check duster. So I'll keep the rest of the outfit together and show you the short duster, and then have one more play with different colors. Just showing you how the length of the short duster compares and looks together with the longer length of the Love tunic. I really like that fact that it peeps out underneath, but if you prefer them to not do that, if you prefer not to see that difference in length, then of course, well, I will show you in a minute, you can go for a Love top, which is a lot shorter and then again doesn't peep out from under a short duster. But if you don't mind that kind of peeping action, then, which, like I said, I'm a Layercake queen, of course. I love seeing different layers on top of each other. But there's one other change that I wanted to show you before I change the Love top. And that is that, of course, with this shorter duster, all of a sudden the gray of the baggies is a lot more prevalent in the total outfit. And of course, if you go like, well, actually, I miss some of the colors in this duster. I want to see more of that in the outfit. I just realized that I've got a pair of breeches in Royalty, and Royalty is one of the colors that is fabulous with large nude check. So let me quickly show you that. Of course, you can see lots of the breeches, a lot of the breeches with the rest of this outfit. And one of the things that really jumps out is that we've managed to create a trouser shape that looks relatively lean from the front, even though it's got lots and lots of volume in the leg, without looking so overwhelming that where some of you with some of our other trouser shapes find that the trousers are wearing you rather than the other way around. I think we found a very happy medium with the breeches earlier this year by creating a look that looks a lot more svelte and a lot more slender, and even despite that still give you lots of comfort in wear. They also of course come in at the ankles, so you don't have a lot of loose fabric swaggering around the bottom of your legs. So breeches in particular, Royalty, and that is the point that I wanted to make about the color with this outfit. Royalty is wonderful with large nude check. Okay, I'm going to swap this, like I promised, swap the Love tunic for a Love top, just to show you the difference that that makes in the center of the outfit, in case you prefer not to have that staggered length right in front here. Rest of the outfit unchanged, but Love top in blackcurrant instead of Love tunic, so it does not stick out beyond the edge of the short duster. And if this were a duster with ties, then it would close and hide the edge of the Love top. So horses for courses, different people like and have different preferences for different outfit solutions. I am going to now put an outfit together, which is the kind of outfit that you would very easily see me wear this autumn in the village. And that may be an outfit that it would never occur to you, but right up my street. So it also features the last color of shawls that I haven't shown with the others yet, not because it doesn't go with the rest of the range, but rather the opposite. It goes really well. It's just such a zinger for me, so I've kept it right to the end. Here it comes, and here it is, wearing the boots that I would be wearing, my trusty old cowboy boots, worn back with that lava play suit. I'm in love with this play suit. I don't own it yet, but that might change. I may not be able to keep my hands off it. But it's just such a great example of the kind of color that I love wearing. I kept the Love top on in the blackcurrant color, but that could have easily have been the Love top that I was wearing earlier on in Sangria, that red color, of course, the part of the Cocoon range. But on top of that, I'm wearing the large nude check in the duster, and then with the last of the shawl colors. This one is ever so slightly heavier, I think, in weave, or at least it seems slightly tighter weave, and it's got a very small percentage, I think 8% of silk in it. You don't really see that, but it feels different from the others. They all feel lovely. They all are very suited to wear very close around your neck, as well as nice and open and long and showing off the colors. And up close, this orange has got, it's a really nice combination of like a blood orange, but it also has magenta right around those beigey centers of the stylized flowers, and I love that. And that then goes really, really nicely with lava. So this is, like I said, it's one of those combinations that you would probably never think of making, a shawl like this with the large new check, but then wearing it like I am now with the rest of the outfit ends up being just a lovely eclectic combination, interesting combination of colors and textures. As always, I just hope that any of this inspires you, that you love my wares, and that you keep coming back for more. If not to buy, then at least to be inspired by what I'm showing you. But without buying, of course, I wouldn't be here. So I don't really help myself, do I? Anyway, thank you very much if you made it to the end of this podcast again. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon.